You are listening to the Inclusion Revolution Radio. I'm your podcast host, Novi Craven. I'm a Special Olympics DC athlete and a Special Olympics International employee. On this podcast, I interview athletes, partners, ambassadors, employees, and supporters of Special Olympics. This podcast is for anyone and everyone who's interested in Special Olympics and the work that we do. New episodes premiere every other Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, anywhere you get your podcasts. You're listening to the 9th episode of Season 4 of the Inclusion Revolution Radio Podcast. My name is Novi Craven. I'm your host for today's episode. Today, we'll be talking with Special Olympics athlete, social media sensation, the star of Banter, Derek Baker, along with his sister and architect of the family media empire, Jenna Baker. Welcome both to the Inclusion Revolution podcast. We're so excited to have you here today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for having me, the king of this podcast.
Oh boy. Of this episode.
I love it. Derek, who's 25 years old and has Down syndrome, has an infectious personality like none other. It's hard to watch one of Derek's videos, not smile or laugh until your stomach hurts, all while feeling like you're becoming his best friend. Am I already becoming your best friend, Derek?
Of course.
Cool. Baker Banter started by siblings Derek, Jenna, and Katie, providing viewers a glimpse into the family dynamics of the Baker family. Through the social media channels, the family invites viewers to partake in the journey, in the joy and love that comes when you live your life boldly, just like Derek's. So Derek, I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
All right, go. I know I answered out a lot of questions.
Before we dive into Baker Banter, I would love to know more about your background in Special Olympics. How did you get involved and what sports do you play?
Well, Special Olympics is really awesome to be in, like any sport. I like to be in, like for example, softball with pad and basketball and volleyball, sports like that, especially Special Olympics swimming. And back in high school, I was in the varsity swim team. I was killing it. Like always, I thought that was mine, by the way. So for me, first Special Olympics is really amazing. It's an awesome organization, and I can't wait see that path continue the path be in Special Olympics, because like every time in a part of the Special Olympics WWE community, that is super fun. Part of the WWE community is amazing. Special Olympics is amazing. WWE community.
Those events. You love those events, don't you?
It's amazing.
Which
This is my question. Special Olympics has always been in my heart. I want to continue with Special Olympics, like always, because Special Olympics is important to me.
I love it. I love that answer. I can't say it. I'm speechless right now, Derek.
was your favorite part when you went like this?
Derek, I have another question for you. What has been your favorite experience within Special Olympics?
For me, my favorite experience about Special Olympics is all about communicate. What you feeling like communicate do the things you can't do, like basketball, softball, soccer, volleyball, swimming, all those sports will give you the heart, your your power for it, and the love and passion for Special Olympics. I want Special Olympics continue that organization and continue what they continue what they're doing.
Jenna, can you tell me more about the origin of Baker Banter and what inspired you to create it?
Sure. So Derek, as you can tell, has a lot of personality, as all of the people who watch us on
Like
TikTok.
this.
Yeah, like that. Personality, sass. He has a lot to say, a lot to share. And Derek has kind of always enjoyed being the center of the attention, in the spotlight. He has always kind of commanded a room when he wanted to. Don't get me wrong, he likes his alone time a lot, but when he's on, and he wants everybody to know he's there. And he's always just kind of been like that. So he's talked about having a YouTube channel and asked for a YouTube channel for a really long time. He always wanted to be on Disney Channel when he was younger. So I actually went to the University of Missouri. I went to the J School and I studied sports broadcast. And I used to say I wanted to be the next Erin Andrews. And I quickly determined in college that I did not want to be the next Erin Andrews, and that I actually had no desire to be on the sideline of a professional sports game ever. But I loved video storytelling. And I used to say in college, in a perfect world, I would love to make videos with Derek or other people with disabilities. I didn't really know what it looked like, but I knew it would be amazing.
That was your dream you really wanted to do, right?
I did. I wanted to make videos with you. Like, I just wanted to be able to be creative and spend time with him and give him a great life and have a great life alongside him and all of those things. So when the pandemic first started, we had always talked about having a YouTube channel, and I knew we were going to have a lot of extra time on our hands. I knew the world could use some happiness and some positivity and all things. And so I told my mom and my sister and Derek that we should start something. And Katie, being the Gen Zer she is, said, if you think we're going to be on YouTube, then we need to be on TikTok. And so I know you knew where I was going with that. And so it just kind of all came together and worked out that we were able to launch it on World Down Syndrome Day, which is March 21st. 2020 was the day we launched Baker Banter on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. And a week later, I lost my job. So at that point, it was like, okay, well, now I really have a lot of time on my hands. And I have been making content with Derek and our family ever since. And that's how we got here.
How has Special Olympics played a role in building Baker Banter?
Special Olympics is an organization that we have been close to for a really long time here in St. Louis. I have worked with the Special Olympics here in St. Louis in the past. I did all sorts of stuff in high school with the Special Olympics. Katie did stuff in high school with the Special Olympics. Katie was a unified player for a really long time with Derek and his teammates, and she loved doing that. Like, she would love to talk to you guys about doing that as a sister. I never had the chance to do that because it just worked out more for her when they were at that age. But Special Olympics has always been an organization we've been close to as a family. So now that we have built a platform with TikTok and Baker Banter, I think that it was a super natural tie-in because it was something that we already did anyways in our real life. So we just have been able to turn those moments that already existed into content that we can share with more people, which has allowed us to connect with Special Olympics National. And I think there are so many people within the disability community that benefit from Special Olympics, and to be able to have a platform where we can share some of those stories and we can show Derek's experience that he has with Special Olympics is a really awesome thing, because it's hard to run a nonprofit organization, and anything that we can do to help organizations like Special Olympics, who have greatly helped our family and given us an outlet for Derek to have interactions with his peers and to have a commitment to something and to know how to be a team player, for Special Olympics to have given our family and him so many incredible skills and things over experiences over the years. It's really awesome to now be able to work with Special Olympics on a much larger scale and to be able to show off that work to other people who don't get to see it the way we get to see it.
Jenna and Derek, how did you become so popular on TikTok?
Well, I have a personality, and we do have a sextude, and sometimes Jenna's always get on my last nerves. That's really accurate there.
I don't get on your nerves nearly as often as I used to.
You have.
Oh, I know. It's back at you, buddy. Like he said, I think his personality has a lot to do with it.
Me and Jenna wrote Big Banter together, and we work hard with our content. Some of it is wrestling content, some of it is Kai content, Stretch of Fiends content, and especially family. Family is really important. If you have family, you can have it, you can hold it in your heart, and how much you love them. Like, for example, do you think I love this girl even though she's the one being sassy? Yes, I still love her even though she's being sassy. I love myself. Becky Barry is just like that. Family, from Kai, Stretch of Fiends, wrestling. That's exactly what it's about.
It's who we are.
That's exactly who we are. That's exactly who we are.
We personally think that we're a pretty cool family. So, and as you can tell, he thinks he's pretty cool. And yeah, I think we've just been able to be ourselves and be able to share that with people, and that can become really relatable to some people, but also just really cool to see to other people. And we are unique, and we do lead with love and kindness and joy and positivity. And I think people resonate with that. And so between Derek's personality and, I lost my job a week later, so I had the time, and we got lucky in that regard. And yeah, we just like to be ourselves, and I think people like to be a part of it and like to get to see the next cool thing that we get to do and see us accomplish our goals and help celebrate with us as a family.
Derek and Jenna, how do you think Baker Banter has changed people's perspective on disabilities? Can you provide any stories and feedback you received from some of your fans?
I think the fans have to see have a good personality to it. From Baker Banter to now, it's been whirlwind. I'm talking about like having a job and keep that job. How do we move forward? That's exactly what the fans need. About not just me and Jenna and Katie.
How about other people with disabilities?
Working with Baker Banter, and that includes the kids have disability, like the other guy from that show in the week, whatever it's called. His name is Sam, and he'd have struggles. Sam is part
of the disability community.
Disability community is really awesome. It's really important to have special needs kid, just like me, just like Sam.
To be everywhere in the community, right?
And it's been awesome. Exactly what disability is all about. That's the reason we keep celebrating disability every year.
And Down Syndrome Awareness Month, which is this month.
And that's just my too. And that's important. You know why it's important? Because we need the disability kids in this community here in San Luis STL.
And everywhere. And I think to kind of piggyback off what Derek said, growing up,
you said piggyback.
that's a normal thing that people say in business meetings, Derek. I apologize if you've never heard me say that. But to go off of that and to add to what Derek said, I think that growing up, I think looking at the media that we had access to when we were younger, nobody looked like our family, whether it was Down syndrome or autism or somebody in a wheelchair or whatever the disability may be, being blind, being deaf, whatever. Those people were not represented. And to have social media at our fingertips where we can create something.
America Got Talent winner, Cody Lee.
He's blind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like him. Like we just didn't see that. And so to have so many more outlets to be able to share so many more people with crowds of other people and what audiences, communities, whatever you want to call it, but to be able to be a family, that another family that has us 20 years ago in their world, and to be able to provide them with that, a place where they can see somebody who is way older than their loved one thriving and doing everything he wants to do. Like he quite literally told 300 of our followers on TikTok Live earlier that his new job at the Humane Society doing laundry is his dream job. And he meant that. And
I did mean that.
I know you meant that. That it is. You love it, don't you? You are so excited.
Laundry is amazing. Everyone thinks laundry is a bad idea to do.
Or boring. But not you.
But not me.
You love it. And he is going to be so helpful at the Humane Society. And the world needs more people who are capable of the tasks that people like Derek are capable of, and who are willing and excited and thrilled to come do laundry. Like, that is amazing. And I think that the fact that we get to share that reality that we live with other people is such a privilege and such a joy. And I feel so blessed to be able to help show him off to the world. And because he is a great example, and he is somebody that other people can look up to. And that has not always existed for the disability community. So to be a part of changing that I just couldn't imagine doing something that would make me happier in the whole world.
Jenna, what advice do you give other athletes and their families who want to build their social media presence?
Be you. Well, I think that is great advice. Be yourself. That's super important. Content creation is hard. It's fun. There are so many perks. There are so many great things that we get to do, so many amazing conversations and people that we meet. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing. And it's the best job I could have ever imagined for myself. However, it's very hard, and it can be very defeating. You can work really hard on something. Like, I have edited TikToks that have taken me 4 hours to make a 1.5 minute video. And he's laughing at me, but it's true. He doesn't know what happens behind the scenes. He just knows what happens in the video, and then he watches WWE while I edit. But sometimes you'll work really hard on something and it does not do anything, and it does not get the views that you think it deserves, and that's frustrating.
Right.
And you have to be consistent to build a platform, and consistency can be really hard when you have, a life and a full-time job and all those things. But if you're passionate about something, be yourself, show off that passion, and there will be people on the internet who are passionate about the same things that will gravitate toward your content, and they will find you eventually. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's a long, hard process to get to the point where you can be doing stuff like we're capable of doing now. But if you put your mind to it and you are willing to share your most authentic self and you're willing to learn and be flexible and keep trying, then you can do it.
Awesome. So Derek, I'm about to ask you a WWE question, okay?
All right, should I go?
You're fine.
Or am I
You're
dismissed since
You're
you guys are, I'm
fine.
just kidding. Go ahead.
Why do you love WWE so much? And what has been some of your favorite experiences?
My favorite experience about WWE is really a competitive sport.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling is always been in my blood. Like family is my blood as well. Like for example, I am the king of the bomb. That's playing the crown. WWE has been ridiculous awesome. Like we're celebrating 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw back in 2018. I was glued watching WWE in middle of 2017, middle in having the year in 2018. It's been 4 years watching it, so it's really
been
great.
6. You started watching in 2016.
Yeah, 2016
go.
to 2017.
Yeah.
Middle of 2018. So WWE always have competitive. You get awesome superstars, athletic like always. No one person I inspired. One person is really athletic. It's gotta be Ricochet. Ricochet is athletic. He moves his body to be like human being jump diver.
How did you feel when you were on the WWE bump? And how excited were you when you found out you were presented for the Slammy Award?
The bomb is the biggest dream I really want to do so bad. So I'm glad that I was on the bomb for that. That was amazing. And become a Slammy. Become a half executive for the Slammy. That's also a dream.
Mm-hmm. So, can you explain what the Slammy presenter did?
Presenter, is the breakout star of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And those nominees are. What are they again?
I don't know who the nominees were. That was 2 years ago. I was gonna be impressed if you knew. Who won? Do you remember who won?
Murphy's one of them.
Was Dominic one of them?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dominic Mysterio was one of them.
Because that was when he was on the bump was when we met
Hang on.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
first one is Dominic Mysterio. Second is Bianca Belair. Third is Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth,
It had to be another girl.
the Street Profits. And the fifth is Otis.
In a few words, can you answer this question? What does inclusion mean to you?
I think everybody is doing inclusions what I have, or what ability I have, and I think inclusion is really the biggest word, and nobody don't understand it but me. But inclusion is really passion.
I think for me, inclusion is representing a community in such a way that you have all the different types of people that are important in that community, because it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what your skill set is, it doesn't matter how your body physically works. Lives matter, and lives look differently, and there are different sets of people who have different sets of needs. But it's important that if you're creating something, that you work hard to include all of those types of lives.
Derek and Jenna, thank you for joining Inclusion Revolution podcast. It was so much fun to learn more about Banter and how you brought it to life. You both have done an amazing job of spreading inclusion and bringing people so much happy joy and lots of laughter. I know Banter will continue to grow, make the world a better place, one video at a time. Thank you for listening to Inclusion Revolution Radio. Don't forget to subscribe. Tune in again in 2 weeks for a new episode.